Got a little ugly yesterday in Utah when former GOP presidential nominee Mitt Romney came out to blast Donald Trump, calling him a con man and everything else. Shelley, press play.
It's my honor, real honor, and privilege to endorse Mitt Romney. I've gotten...
There are some things that you just can't imagine happening in your life. This is one of them. Being in Donald Trump's magnificent hotel and having his endorsement is a delight. I'm so honored and pleased to have his endorsement, and of course I'm looking for the endorsement of the people of Nevada.
He failed. He failed horribly. The third debate, I backed him. You can see how loyal he is. He was begging for my endorsement. I could have said, Mitt, drop to your knees. He would have dropped to his knees. He was begging. Sure.
Watch, by the way, how he responds to my speech today. Will he talk about our policy differences? Or will he attack me with every imaginable low-road insult? This may tell you what you need to know about his temperament, his stability, and his suitability to be president. Let me say that again. There's plenty of evidence that Mr. Trump is a con man, a fake. Mr. Trump has changed his positions not just over the years, but over the course of the campaign, and on the Ku Klux Klan daily for 3 days in a row.
I totally disavow the Ku Klux Klan. I totally disavow David Duke. I've been doing it now for 2 weeks. You're probably about the 18th person that's asked me the question.
Well, that was nice. You had, of course, Mitt Romney, who, again, in that speech, about 20, 25 minutes, just went after him in so many different ways. And, again, he really is trying to frame this in a way to open up the folks who don't want Trump to be the nominee to really come out slamming him. And so it was very measured, it was precise and surgical. Here's more.
His bankruptcies have crushed small businesses and the men and women who work for them. He inherited his business. He didn't create it. And whatever happened to Trump Airlines? How about Trump University? And then there's Trump Magazine and Trump Vodka and Trump Steaks and Trump Mortgage. A business genius he is not. Now, Donald Trump tells us that he is very, very smart. I'm afraid that when it comes to foreign policy, he is very, very not smart. His domestic policies would lead to recession. His foreign policies would make America and the world less safe. He has neither the temperament nor the judgment to be president, and his personal qualities would mean that America would cease to be a shining city on a hill. Here's what I know. Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud. His promises are as worthless as a degree from Trump University. He's playing the members of the American public for suckers.
All right, folks, let's get right to it. Will that be effective, or does it simply help Donald Trump that the establishment in Mitt Romney is coming out and basically blasting him?
Well, a few points, Roland. I've said it on your show before. Corporate America, they understand 2 points, profit and pressure. The establishment class, they also understand 2 points. They understand power and control. I've talked to a lot of Republicans on a daily basis, and clearly you're starting to see a movement with the establishment class, the money people, gravitating towards how do we take Trump off the stage. The fact that Mitt Romney came out yesterday at the time that he did in Michigan, at a state where his father was governor, sends a really big signal that this was a strategic move. However, when you look at it from a political operative's perspective, I'm not so sure that's going to help, and here's why. March 5th is tomorrow. You've got 155 delegates up to vote. In 2008, McCain won Florida. In 2008, McCain won Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, and Maine. In 2012, Santorum won Kansas, Mitt Romney won Kentucky, Santorum won Louisiana, and Mitt Romney won Maine. So you look at the last 2 times that Mitt Romney ran, he only won 2 states. So coming out now on the heels of March 5th, I'm not so sure that's a good move for where the electorate is today.
But also, how much
Who cares what Mitt Romney has to say?
That's the point I'm making.
You know, Mitt Romney is talking to an echo chamber inside of the Beltway. America doesn't care what Mitt Romney has to say.
Actually, you're wrong, because here's the deal. First and foremost, the lead up to Mitt Romney coming out, there was tremendous media coverage on the day before yesterday. Tremendous coverage.
They're trying to drive it.
No. Tremendous media coverage when they came out on Tuesday. Then what you saw, on Wednesday. Then what you saw the morning of Thursday, all coverage. He was supposed to speak at 11. He didn't come out till about 11:20. So you had all of the cable networks who were showing live shots, who were all going after that. Then Mitt Romney gives his speech. Now you had more coverage. To me, at some point, the only way something grows is when you plant a seed. And what Mitt Romney was doing is putting a stake down and sort of laying the groundwork. Now the question is, will media, will other Republicans now follow Mitt Romney up, follow him up, saying, okay, we now have to look at this guy in a different way. If you never plant the seed, nothing ever grows. And the problem is, you look at the PAC for Jeb Bush. They spent only $9 million of $100 million criticizing Trump, and they were attacking Romney and Cruz, and Trump was leading. Somebody has to say, we got to take on the dude up front.
But Romney is not the one to do it.
Here's the deal. Somebody has to do it.
No, I agree with you, but here's the deal. I don't think that Romney's voice is the appropriate voice in that party to take down Donald Trump, because the people who want Donald Trump don't listen to Mitt Romney. They listen to Ann Coulter. They listen to Rush Limbaugh. If Rush Limbaugh takes him down, he'll go down.
But it's not a point of he's not the right voice. Here's my point. Somebody has to start it, and you hope other voices follow. The problem thus far is, this is what it's been. Roy, you gonna do it? No, I'm good. Michelle, you gonna do it? No, I'm good. Ralph, you gonna do it? No, I'm good. Amber, how about you? And it's kind of like, well, Henry, can you start? Somebody has to start it.
Somebody does have to start it, but I also think it's weird coming from someone who has that 47% comment in their background as well. I think
but he's not talking to us, though.
But he's not talking to us.
Not.
But also, Donald Trump's base is very racist, is very ignited by the things that he is saying against other marginalized Americans. No one is going to really be able to draw a line on him until they come out and say, yes, what we've said about immigration is wrong. Yes, how we've treated Mexican Americans and their families, whether or not they are citizens here, is wrong. And I think that will be the distinguishing factor. They're not going to speak to his base by saying, you know, we think he's stupid, because they don't think he's stupid.
Well, and the base feels like they're one of him. I'm telling you, unless it's Laura Ingraham, Ann Coulter, or Rush Limbaugh, no one's taking him down.
No, and I understand those voices, but what I'm saying is, the problem thus far has been everybody has been afraid to take on Donald Trump.
Well, the reason I've traveled the country with Senator Rand Paul, from Iowa to Michigan to, base parts of our country to no base parts of our country. And what I saw out there was I saw an electorate that is really, really fed up with the debt. They're fed up with immigration. They're fed up with employment. They're fed up with education. This is probably the first time in at least modern lifetime that you've seen white folks as mad as black folks.
But here's the
deal. No, 1 second.
Well, yeah, but they're still as mad.
I want to know, though, if Donald Trump is the nominee, are Republicans going to say, we will not stand for this?
No.
We will not vote for this?
Here's a piece here. Here's a piece here. To your point, brother, you can be angry and everything, everything that you said. But when the guy who they're supporting, his numbers don't add up, when the guy they're supporting is making all of his clothes in China and Mexico, all the things that they mad about, he embodies, but they still say he's our guy, that tells me they are stuck on stupid.
This country is driven by a cult of personality.
Well, guess what? They can be on a cult of personality. When you're stuck on stupid and you listen to crazy, you're going to go down a crazy path, and that's what's happening. You can't overlook the fact that you can't talk about, I'm going to bring jobs in America, but my clothes in China and Mexico. I'm going to cut the deficit, but my numbers don't add up. When you my Trump University is a fraud. You keep lying, and he keeps going, yeah, but he sounds great. They are crazy, and at some point, you got to say, voters, y'all done lost y'all mind. Coming up. The first family says they're going to stay in D.C. because their daughter still is in high school. While also, black folks blasting Zoe Saldana for wearing so much caked-on makeup to portray Nina Simone. And Nina Simone's estate swings back hard. Also, we'll talk to the top DNA ancestry company about as they unveil a customer's African ancestry. All of that next on News 19 TV1.